Hello again, this is Heero Uzuki with part 48 of my Fallout New Vegas Let's Play, the game in which the lighting out in Puesta del Sol is absolutely horrendous and somebody should go out there to fix it. Not me, obviously, I'm too busy planning a heist. A casino heist. But, yeah, somebody should bring that up to upper management. You know, get somebody out there. Anyway, before we get going, I need to get rid of some crap. All of this. All of these. All the cigarettes, because those are useless. Scotch. Vodka. I don't drink. I'm a square, I know. Take out those stim packs. Still taking more pre-war money. It's fine. Somebody dumb out in the Mojave will buy it. Oh. Gotta give back too. There. Alright, let's see about getting Christine where we need her. First things first, we need a perk out of her. And a couple of, checks. Let your rest, then back at the fountain. I think he's using the pit boy. He's using my stuff without permission, the jerk. Have to be broadcasting from somewhere nearby. Surveys the area, focusing upwards. She glances at the casino, frowns. She then looks west, then east. Holds out her arm and motions at your pit boy. Just let her have this. Studies the pit boy intently, turning your arm around as if your wrist's a sensor module she just found. Please don't break it. Doesn't seem interested in the screen. She studies the exterior, then the casing. She seems to be making sure it's intact. Her finger stabs through the red buttons, narrowing in on the local map. She scrolls to the... moving too fast. Calls the local map to the Puesta del Sol, switching, zooms in. She looks up at you, points to the marker on your pit boy, points west and tilts her head. Thinking watching the Puesta del Sol switching station. Frowns and makes a motion as if typing at keys, then she points at you, raising her left wrist and pantomimes around with it. Points at you, then her, looks right and left, raising two fingers, tries to type, pauses and slowly shakes her head. Yeah, Dog's not here, but yeah, neither Dean or Dog have the technical expertise that are needed for the job. Slowly nods, looks impressed. Well, somebody's got to be able to understand her, otherwise we're not getting anywhere. Do you know how to get out of here? Direction of the main gate, then points at your collar, shakes her head, and locks her hands around her neck. Hands lash outwards, fingers splayed as she rolls her eyes back. After a second, she turns back to you, shakes her head. So once the collars are gone, we can just leave. Nods slowly, as if thinking. She then raises an eyebrow, looks skeptical, then shrugs. Points downward, makes a circle around her, then back to the same spot, and then her finger drifts, circling, and she makes a... It's still going too fast. Saying it'll be difficult to return here if we leave. Shakes her head, points at herself, then points at you, nods. To return if I leave. Like I said before, this is effectively the Operation Anchorage of Fallout New Vegas. Once you leave, you can't come back, so you gotta get all this stuff done while you're here. Why can't you find your way back? Slowly shakes her head, she points at the ground, then moves her leg outward, straddling the place where she's pointing. Aren't going to leave. Nods. As long as she's making that choice for her own volition. I want to stay here. She frowns, makes a mock motion of loading a gun, then hefting out to her shoulder, then taking aim at something in the distance. Pauses, makes a sweeping circle, then puts her arms in a circle around it as if covering it. You want to kill something here and then protect this place. Looks impressed, nods. Why do you want to do that? Looks at you as if surprised, and glances at your collar, wrinkles her face, and points at it. Makes a wide sweeping circle of the area, looking around, then brings both hands back to her, then to her neck, and holds it. Hand still on her neck, she looks at you gravely and then shakes her head. Worried someone's going to find this place, use it to hurt people. Not slowly, hand still locked on her throat, she looks pained for a moment and she breaks from your gaze. Fingers flutter almost frantically for a second and she runs her hand along her scalp and her throat, then the collar. Points to your Pip-Boy almost with frustration, then gestures all around her and her shoulders seem to sag. After a moment, she glances back at you, glances around her, then shakes her head slowly. You can't protect the world from the world, it's useless. After all, nukes. She points to your collar, then hers, and shakes her head slowly, then cuts the air with her hand and her face becomes blank. Can you communicate some other way? Can you write? Christine frowns and pauses and traces one of the scars on her head with her finger. Then makes a motion as if picking up a pencil, tries to write, then shakes her head. Something to do with the surgery. Pauses, then drags a jagged symbol like electricity in the air, then puts on an odd staring face. Keeps a blank face for a second, then slowly blinks, looks around. She looks at her hands, shakes them, and then lets them go limp. Brain surgery with electrodes. Nods slowly, then makes the motion of typing and drawing X's and lines in the air. She can still do numbers and calculations, which is just fine for this guy. We need to get going. You also need a weapon. Weapons, I guess. You have a knife. You have a police pistol. And some ammo for that pistol. There you go. Bye, Domino. I'll be back soon. Maybe. I miss my lever action shotgun. Well, the lighting is somewhat better out here. Why must you insist upon breaking my legs all the time? That's not funny. Alright, who's around here? Who needs to die? Got him. Carton of 6. Junk food. I'll take all those. Actually, if I remember correctly, the radio should be up there. Got it. I'm gonna have to hold off on any major splunking around here until I've got Domino with me. There's way too much toxic gas in the air. And I really don't feel like burning through all my stim packs. Money. Someone out in the Mojave is stupid enough that they'll buy that. Not giving up my share, is that right? Drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. They're bad for you. In case you wanted to hear the ramblings of an old man.
Running out of volunteers, last ones couldn't see beyond their own greed. Damn, clouds still in my lungs, rattling around. If only people would do what I say. Wouldn't need these damn collars to keep them in line.
If only you weren't such a dick. Whatever. And it goes parks on the ground, makes a neck chopping motion. Up today and search the place. Domino must have made the chief mad, so this was payback. Had all our stashes tucked away when they arrived. Didn't find much. Chief tried to be all hard with us about keeping our noses clean and ranting about casino policy. That Sinclair's a tight ass. Sick of these bot checks and stripped by the casino search programs every time I enter the villa. What's his issue with chems? He could use some. So could that pretty bride-to-be, though she looks half doped out with that expression of hers. An X from the looks of it. Good guess. Carton of cigs. I probably could have remained up there on the roof. You dick! You keep throwing that shit at me, breaking my arms and legs and sometimes my head. It does more than just piss me off, dude.
The switching station. That's where you'll need to bring the mute.
She has a name, you know. You should really learn it. You should really use it. repair stuff, we can make it work. And this is terminal. Director Simmons. The ventilation system is on the fritz again, and I need to even out the power distribution manually from the new generator we're bringing online. It's positively sweltering down in that cramped little room, and you know I don't cope well with the heat, so I'd like to do the work remotely. What's the password for the backup machine again? Status report. Ventilation valve shot to hell, which is going to be a problem when summer hits. Pipes backed up. Chamber started spewing out this red dust cloud, like rust, whatever it was, caused the guys to start choking and vomiting. Like the place was getting sprayed for roaches, except the bug spray was hitting us. Got the boys to the clinic, put them out of commission. Mr. Yesterday said he couldn't justify having them paid, but he'd see what he could do on the side. Sounds like he was going to get them some chems and a little green for keeping their mouths shut. Large fluctuation in power detected. Large energy expenditures are to be avoided at all costs under these conditions. Report this to the foreman and charge at once. Might be a little difficult, because I'm fairly certain he's come down with a sudden case of death. Don't ask me how I know that, call it a hunch. Nice. I suppose I should be collecting some scrap metal and sensor modules at this point. So we can turn around and make some chips. Treasure is all mine. Well, that all depends. Did you live to claim it, or are you dead and failed to do so? So if that's the case, it's still up for grabs. Oh man, the lag is real. Nods to the toxic cloud below that makes a wacky motion with her fingers and slowly shakes her head. Alright, I gotta get over there myself, because of course I do. Yuck. Ow. Okay. We gotta run for it. Got it in one. How do you like that? First try. Turn off the speakers. Hey, hope you don't mind, but I'm taking all your stuff. Thanks. Treasure's mine, assholes. Well, let me see how that turned out. Turn directions. Screeching sound. Looks brain in trouble slightly. Yeah, she's kind of developed a bit of claustrophobia. So, no, we can't stick her in the elevator. Or at least you shouldn't. Not unless you're just looking to be an asshole. In case of emergency. We're gonna be shut down immediately to help the automatic system balance the load. Should the automatic system fail, your foreman will assign one of you to enter the manual override chamber located adjacent to the main regulator. Second shifts. Boys hit by the gas are still out. Everyone's pulling more work as a result, and grumbling starting. Mr. Yesterday's been keeping the hard liquor and chems coming under Sinclair's eye. Isn't helping. We need those boys back. We have another chemical leak like that. No more construction for the rest of the year. Suits are here. The chemical suits came in today, so we could check out the ventilation chamber, see how that cloud cocktail formed. Suits are kind of creepy looking, hard to talk in, so we had to use sign language to actually make sense of each other. At least we can check out the pipes and ventilation chambers now. Gas worries me though. Really messed the guys up. If the chambers get backed up again, hate to see the gas get out, wipe out the villa. Nods toward a terminal on the far side of the room. Sugar bombs. Activate ventilation. Yes, please, get that shit out of here. Loud noise coming from the room to the west. It sounds that the ventilation systems are firing up, clearing the cloud out of the switching station, basement, and section support. It's all streets. Yay. Toxic samples. There we go. Remote maintenance terminal password. Thank you. Should be equipping the hollow rifle for this. It lets me see. Oh, but you think you're real cute. Well, you're not. You're not. Take that. This wouldn't be a problem if I played this much more regularly. Okay, let's whip the catwalk gets looking around. There we go. Third time's the charm. Turn speakers off. Find the problem. Heading down the main pipe, we hit traces of the gas. Not the full red stuff like last time, though. Minor blessing. The kicker was, despite the sealant, it still got inside the suit. Turns out the gas eroded the metal of the suit's locks. So not only did one of the boys get exposed, everyone who went down there got locked in their suits. And thus you have the makings of the ghost people. Well, I already cracked the lock, so, yeah. Locker key. man. Ennis left his key on one of the consoles again, so making this note to remind myself to give it back next time I see him. We should stuff his locker full of dandy boy apples or something. Maybe then he'd be less forgetful. Sure, the doctor finally got mad, but we didn't have any choice. We wanted to get medical attention after what that gas hit us. So we cut his suit open with one of those surplus steak knives. Things could cut through T-bone like it was hot butter. The rest of us tried to pry the locks on our suits. Finally had to use the knives on ours too. Can't wait until this job is over and we can let the villa collapse on itself. They'll be too busy at the casino anyway. It's not wrong. She points to the door uneasily, then makes a pulling motion with her hand. Seems hesitant to go near it. Big power. Glances at the elevator, her expression becomes worried, then she looks back at you, then reluctantly shakes her head. What's wrong? Studies the elevator frame, raises her hands, and sets them down, then raises them up again. There's a slight sigh of exasperation and frowns at the elevator, and her hand brushes the side of her face. Mind you being trapped in the auto dock. Turns to you relieved and nods, then turns away, and her face crumbles. Makes motions with her fingers and clenches her fist. She's going to find another way to do this without sending you down there. She smiles slightly, then closes it, frustrated. Pointing then makes a fist and puts it against her chest and nods. So, yeah. No elevator for her. Don't do that. Why do you gotta be like this? Functional. There we go. Wasn't sure if there were still any turrets around, but yeah, hey. Transfer control to this station. Points at the door. I had a way to bypass from here. Should be able to use the terminal over there. I was grateful. He glances in the direction of the terminal, looks at you, smiles, gives a thumbs up. Gonna be okay here. And gestures at your hand. Alright. Meeting your eyes intently in a moment. Gives your hand a gentle squeeze and releases it, smiles slightly. Tries to turn, gives it. Because I am such a good person. I try to be anyway. I am, however, willing to be a dick to those who deserve it. Like a certain someone who forced us into this situation. He'll get what's coming to him, eventually. Drugs. Wait, before I forget, there's one more thing I need around here. Ah, there it is. That's important. We don't leave that behind. Alright, so let's get back to the fountain area. Let's also go ahead and pick up our hollow rifle upgrade. No, I only need the one. You only need one because there's only one hollow rifle in all the game. It's part of the reason why I view the hollow rifle as a good weapon, but not one of the truly great. You can't get any more. You only get the one. And you need repair kits in order to fix it. That or somebody with a high repair stat. But anyway, with that done and out of the way, let's go ahead and stop here while the stopping's good. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leaving a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me. We'll probably go back there with Domino here to do some looting, get some more stuff together before we go off to take care of his part of this heist, or at least getting into the casino. With that, this is Heero Uzuki signing off. Again, I am such a good person to those that deserve it.